Hi, all you patient trumpet players out there. Thank you for spending some more time with me. We're looking at the double appoggiatura. There's the simple appoggiatura, and I went right to the double appoggiatura. A cool thing to note about the Arban book is there are all these nice little melodies that I'm assuming he composed and used them as examples. And it's, for me anyway, it's much more helpful. It helps me to stay loose and comfortable when I'm playing music rather than an exercise. So I'm going to play number 37 on page 119 in my current edition of the Arban book. And I think I'm going to play it all the way through. And then I want to make a couple of observations, maybe give you some suggestions that might help you to get more comfortable with this style. So first, there's a simple melody. So the first thing I suggest is that you play all the way through it without the grace notes at all. And as you're playing it, think the grace notes, just don't play them. Then maybe you'll sing through it doing. So you just see how your fingerings are fitting in and your timing is fitting in with the music that you're imagining. So you're kind of building up layers. The first layer is this. And all the way through. Please do that on your own. I find it really helpful because if you let the music, this is very simple music to understand. It's very traditional. You can hear it changing modes, going in and out of minor. There's feeling involved with it. So go with that feeling, and that will help you to understand of what's going to be appropriate sounds for the articulation and for the grace notes. In this case, the double appoggiatura. I'm going to go ahead and play it with that now, and let's see if I can get all the way through. Isn't that a nice little tune? It's really nice. At the end, last bar, there's a rallentando. So this is a very important aspect of playing grace notes or trills. You don't want them to sound mechanical. So they have to, normally they will naturally follow the internal flow of the subdivision. So if I play the last couple of bars, so you see how the grace note relaxes because the tempo is relaxing. And since it's a fast-moving passage, the grace notes are fast-moving in the passage, it shows the listener how you're feeling the timing. So they shouldn't all be the same speed. The speed goes with the speed of the movement of the music. Now you might have heard that earlier if you were listening closely. As I got to the end of a phrase, let's see, the end of the first section is the first two lines. Now there's no retard written there, but I'm showing that that music has come to an end, and then it changes key. So I'm setting up the listener to realize, oh, something new is going to happen. If we don't do that, then it's a little bit of a shock. So it's a way of, it's somewhat like, if any of you are dancers out there, one of my students one of my adult students is into ballroom dancing. He and his wife do that together and they really enjoy it. And when you have people that are connected, as in ballroom dancing, there's the person who is in the lead is showing their partner where they're going. And so they have to take responsibility, they have to know where they're going. And that's exactly what we're doing when we're playing music, is we're giving somebody that energy and we're saying, come with me, here's where we're going. So we have to show them a little bit. Okay, a couple of tips. Since the grace notes move more quickly, it's very easy to kind of fluff through them on the one hand, so they're not clean. On the other hand, it's very easy, and many people do this, to try too hard on the grace notes. And when you do that, you tend to get tight. And when you get tight, then your response is not as good. So to think of it very simply, you want to keep your chops supple. Don't force with the ear. Don't go after the grace notes and tighten up. Stay just as loose as if you were sustaining a note, and find the pathway through those notes. If you go after the notes with your lip, if you try too hard, if you gain tension, you're either going to end up kind of kicking them and making them stick out, or they'll disappear a little bit. So the thing to listen for is, if you do it slowly, the smoothness in the motion between the notes. And when you have that smoothness, then you have a greater control. Your embouchure is being carried by the air. You can, if there's no break in the sound, there's no bumpiness to it, it feels totally as if you were playing a single note. And when you get that feeling, now you can do different things with the emphasis. So if I want to show the melody, I'm just playing up a scale. I'll show the melody. Now I'm going to put the grace notes in, only lighter. I hope you could hear that through the machine. I'm playing the grace notes very lightly and freely moving into the next note. And it's so great. It gives you so much control. It's so much ability to express. As I mentioned in the last episode, sometimes you need to emphasize the grace notes, but most of the time as a soloist you don't. You're doing exactly the opposite, as I just demonstrated. If I did the opposite, what many people do is try to bring out the grace notes. To me, that sounds a little rough. It sounds a little blatant. It doesn't have the right character, basically. It's not gentle. It's not sweet. It needs to have more grace. That's what grace notes are for. And if grace notes aren't graceful, then you got some work to do. So I'll give you an opportunity to go and do that now, and I hope that you'll join me later on for another session. Have a good practice, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.